Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, but as long as it's not work related.
Jay,
B.
how's it going?
I am in my best summer era, buddy.
I want to welcome everyone to the work-related podcast on this beautiful long weekend.
We are related by work, and man, I am in my full self. I don't even want to complain about the grass growing.
Yeah?
Like, I'm looking at it like if it was snow, I would have probably had to shovel it twice since the last time I shoveled by now.
Oh, is that long?
It fucking, yeah, man. Like, it grows so fast. I mean, I'm not calling anybody out here, but yeah, your front lawn could use a little fucking
Oh, yeah,
cut
I haven't
for sure.
cut my lawn yet.
Yeah,
and I
so-
was going to cut it today, but it rained last night, so,
That's hilarious. So I was sitting the same way. I don't want to do it during the week because we get like this is so boring. Like we have like the yard recycling is only every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I have like the lawnmower with the bag on it.
Yeah,
and so I put
yeah.
it in the fucking paper bags and all that. If I do it, so I don't leave those paper bags outside anymore.
Yeah.
Like I used to, but they get wet, the bottom falls out,
And it's just-
fucking grass everywhere. It's
yeah.
ridiculous. So I try to do it the weekend of that pickup, and I'll put the bags in the garage on something that's flat, because if you even leave them on the concrete,
Yeah, it's
they'll
supposed to
fucking
leak,
they'll
yeah.
like wick up on the bottom and shit. So my plan is to do all that. So then I can only really cut the grass every 2 weeks. The glorious thing about fucking spring and summer, or whatever, spring I guess, is that yeah, the grass is growing large now.
Yeah.
And when you first cut it, then it fucking like it was almost like 2 days later. I'm like, what the fuck? Only in
I
patchy.
know.
It's a very fucking. We're talking more weeds than,
than
grass.
weeds.
But there's one certain area be like, God damn, this is like what the neighbor's grass is like all over the place. And so yeah, so I'm just trying to put it off. And I'm seeing like the long weekend. The last thing I want to do is chores, but I'm like, fuck, like driving over or talking to Tammy before coming over here. Seeing this is what we're going to do after the show and blah, blah, blah. And it's our normal Friday fucking chores shopping and seeing her dad. And not that that's a chore. And, and so and so I was like, fuck, you know what? I could, and we have the plumber guy supposedly coming over tonight. And there's a fucking hockey game apparently. And which I want to talk about that less than you want to talk about work. I'll tell you that. And so I'm like, I got to cut the grass sometime this weekend. I got to paint the fucking ceiling still. And we got like, there's other things that are piling up.
Do that shit tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I see. That's the thing. Like,
Like
so
10 a.m., 9 a.m.
The ceiling is why? Why in the morning?
Then it'll be over and done with.
That's a good point. But then I have to wake up early. Set the alarm up for chores is the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Setting the alarm up for work is the gayest thing I ever heard.
No, because then you get paid. Like that's
You
so,
could come to afternoons and you'd never have to
I
do
know
that.
that's really. I never knew that. I never even fucking thought of that. That'll be a card I play when I have to play it. Apparently, no. There's no respect
Wait,
for
what
the
would
people in night
force
shift.
you? I know, right?
Why would I tell you? You
Why-
give me the
what are you
ammunition
talking
to the
about?
fucking
No,
enemy.
we're having a conversation.
Why are you so suddenly interested? You barely chime in, and all of a sudden you're fucking cutting me off.
My ears perked a little bit.
You're just so untrustworthy, and so I don't want to tell you anything. I'm here for 2 hours to not tell you anything.
Jay, this is an open
Open
state.
dialogue.
Yeah, we can
I'm
talk.
trying. I'm the one who's doing all the talking. Trust me, I am aware of our open dialogue. I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
And so put a pin in that. See, now you made me fucking forget whatever. Oh, chores in the fucking. So it's already like procrastinating this fucking painting in the ceiling is already hard to do.
Yeah.
Like it's already like even like last. So I think it was last weekend we were doing something. Tammy was just like, yeah, you know, we could do this or something. I would be the one being accused of procrastination most of our lives. And so she started actually saying comments about some kind of procrastination. I'm like, don't, like, you're sounding more like me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to, like, it's just too easy to slip in that. So short story long, I'm looking at the grass saying, fucking, I got to do this today if I'm going to do the painting on Saturday. Because I don't want to do anything on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then there's Sunday and Monday. And I was kind of thinking like, well, I could maybe do something on the Sunday or Monday or whatever, right? But then that's not, there definitely won't be a hockey game that I need to watch on Sunday. And but there'll be racing, there'll be golf, there'll be fucking drinking to be had. There'll be lots of like long weekend fucking shit. Everything glorious.
Yeah.
So I want to try to make myself believe that I get to cut the grass, right? Like it's one thing to compare it to
lucky.
shoveling snow, but like I am like with all the refinancing stuff and with the things we did and the breathing room that we have now, it's like I feel like we just bought the house again.
Oh, so
Like
you
I have
gotta
a-
cut it.
Yeah, that's why we do want a painting. It's just like I want to be the fucking guy waving in the fucking bus like he's like happy to be at his work. That's just like, yeah, man, let's because I did last time. You look at it when you're done and go, oh yeah, that looks like nicer that it's done.
Yeah.
And it's just like you pat yourself on the back and you go along your day. More so than it goes, oh fuck, I didn't do it again. Like it's compared to the negative feeling of letting something hang.
Positivity,
there.
man.
And so that's why I'm trying to fucking be like, isn't it great that I get to fucking mow the grass in my own house? Like, isn't it great? Like, what if I was trying to buy this house for the first time, never been living in it for 17 years?
What if you're just driving past the house and you're like, huh, look at that.
Yeah, something like that. Like that feeling, even like, comparing it to my neighbors, it's like, that's futile because like we're the worst ones there. But be like, at least I got all my dead leaves out of the flower bed last time.
Exactly.
And I'm like, God damn, that looks nice. You know what I mean? It's not as nice, but I know what I did.
I think I'm going to plant flowers this year.
No,
I'm actually saying that.
Easy there, bro. Easy there. And so, I want to look at that. I don't have to go clean up all the dog shit in my backyard. I'm lucky that I got a fucking retarded dog that I get to fucking play with every fucking day. Like how nice of it is that this dog is in my life.
Yeah.
Right? Like that more positive. It's like, like whistling while I fucking clean up his shit. So, there is always two ways to look at things.
Absolutely.
So that is why I'm feeling pretty good on this glorious day.
Nice.
Speaking of painting, you told me like a few weeks ago or whatever before. I forgot that Brenton was a painter.
Yeah.
Has he always been a painter? Like, is he like, did he like, how did he become a painter? Not to throw another shout out to Brenton.
I don't know how he became a painter.
Like, was he like a laborer and painting was one of the things he liked the best type of thing, maybe?
No, he went from he used to work at Toyota and then he just went from
a totally different direction.
To painting, yeah, basically, yeah.
What made him leave this is interesting. What made him leave Toyota?
He got a motorcycle accident and he broke both his arms and then he just
couldn't do the job.
Never really went back, yeah.
He never
really, because he was off for a while. He never really went back after that.
This is if it wasn't somebody that we knew, and I don't want it to be on record, I would have thought that maybe under the table they might have started getting, you know what I mean, like painting jobs, and then fucking like this is way better than working for Toyota.
He was in two casts.
True, but then maybe he just held the paint.
But he did play football with two casts at our birthday party at Kelso.
You should be saying football. These things. Insurance. Right? I don't know the statute. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
we must have been hard to tackle with his fucking arms out like that.
No, I was the quarterback, and he was catching all the passes, and there's no stopping us.
That's hilarious. So yeah, like as I said, like somebody does this for a living that I'm just like have to do for like as I said, like it's not. I don't want to diminish it.
Do you want to hire him?
No, because this is the whole point. This is something that I can just like either live with the shitty job I do or just like
get a professional.
I said, yeah, and I get how much better a job a professional would do, but it's like this is the enjoyment of the house. Like I have the time to do it. You know what I mean? Like we can save money doing it this way.
You can save money doing your oil change, Jay.
I just took Tammy's car to the oil. Yeah, that's
exactly.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I've gotten over the fact of doing that. Listen, I'm not. It's cheaper to get your oil changed than get your rooms painted.
It's cheaper to do your oil change yourself.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, this is what it's a thought process. I'm putting it out there. I'm sure some of the people struggle with these kind of what you pay somebody to do and what you do yourself type of thing.
I'd rather pay somebody to do everything.
I would definitely rather pay somebody to do everything, and I've lived that life. And so with the whole thing we're doing with our money, I'm trying to be better budget wise. I'm trying not to be that person I am. Like even the fucking grass. I could pay somebody to cut the grass and clean the dog shit too.
Oh, I wish these kids would come by.
I said that the very first day I met you, and it's fucking not going to your kids become more artsy. He's not going to do it. Sire will never go cut grass.
Yeah, fuck that.
Well, no, he might be more determined. He would probably be his own business manager. Like, you know what I mean? Like be his own business person more than Kai.
He'll be mad that it didn't get cut even though.
That's how he'll get the reputation that he's fucking like real good. And then you'll have to hire a big crew, and then they won't have his fucking work ethic.
I can picture him having his own business. The angry landscaper.
Mean mugging on the fucking thing. Yeah, he's really hard to deal with, but motherfucker, he cuts a hell of a lot.
Yeah, this guy is doing
This guy knows how to fucking put flowers together.
A lot of swear words.
All that color, whatever. See, most of the time they're swearing in Spanish, so they don't know. So now this is the only English-speaking one they have.
Exactly. Well, he speaks French too. So
that's what he'll just do. You have to remind him. Yeah, then, it's French. He's French. We expect it.
Oh,
very passionate.
Tabernacle.
Very passionate. Very passionate. So yeah, we have that on the agenda. So I'm hoping that that my chore list is to maybe bang out the grass today. And so same thing with you. Oh, it rained. but it's not raining now. It's
Yeah.
fucking the sun is
Yeah,
beaming.
but the grass is wet. You don't want to. Who wants to cut wet grass?
It's not as wet as you think it is.
It's
now.
wetter than I thought,
It's
though.
better than why you touched it?
No, but I just imagine.
You liar! You wanted to lie so bad about the
I
fucking
did.
grass.
I did.
So I am not going to. I'm just going to go random here. I'm not going to call you out on your Keith Kachuk shake, but my
Call
buddy,
me out.
But Ricky will. Then shout out to Ricky. But
Yeah.
There'll be less because he heard your stats about Keith Kachuk, and I wasn't. I'm not a stats guy. I wasn't paying. And again, I never really paid that much attention to him. I just knew he was a good hockey player because he was always on the American team.
Yeah.
But I never really paid much attention to him. And so you rattled off his stats and said something about his, you said his stats and then said, no, you said he was not a goal scorer.
He wasn't known as a goal scorer.
Yeah,
is
he
what I
wasn't
said.
known as. And then Ricky's like, I got to, whatever he fucking listened to it, he's like, I got a bone to pick with B. He's like, not known as a goal scorer. He had like 250 plus goal seasons. He's like in the top 20 ever of goal scorers, something like that.
Something like
he's like
that.
an average, and you're like, yeah, you know what? 500 goals for 20 years doesn't sound like a lot to me.
It doesn't.
And then I'm like,
Because-
well, to compare to what?
The top 10 is like 1,000, right?
No.
How much does Ovechkin have?
Ovechkin had 4 more years. Like, okay, in the same amount of years, Ovechkin has 800.
800
Yeah.
goals compared to 500
Yeah.
goals. Now, like I said last episode, he was one of my favorite players. At the time, he was one of my favorite players. So I feel bad. Okay, 50 goals, couple. What was it? 4?
So there was 4 40-goal seasons.
40 goal seasons is
2
nuts.
50-goal seasons.
2 50-goal seasons is nuts for sure.
And that's what makes Ovechkin, like, he's probably got the same stats in goal scoring
I don't
as
know
like a
about that.
Crosby.
Who?
Kachuk.
Oh yeah, probably.
Like, yeah, so nobody's
Yeah,
fucking
for
calling
sure.
him out for not being a goal
For sure,
scorer.
but let's be honest, Kachuk's not a Crosby. Can we not do that?
The reason, well, of course
It's
not.
because he was more of a enforcer goal scorer, not a Crosby goal scorer.
The reason why he's still coming out of your mouth is because he did both.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's the rare thing.
Yeah,
like
that's
being
what I'm
just in
saying.
yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
So, but then you were, like I said, the criticism of you was you should be heaping more praise. It's like not only was he a fucking
he was
physical
one of my
force.
favorite players. I wasn't hating
Yeah, but
on
that's what I
him.
mean. But
He
diminishing his goal
literally-
scoring ability is
I wasn't
sad.
diminishing it.
Yeah.
I wasn't diminishing. But you know what? I'm not gonna die on this hill because he scored goals.
Yeah,
he scored goals.
you're smart enough to
And-
fucking cut your
and
losses.
I played NHL games using him to score goals. You know,
I was
so-
surprised
Yeah.
as a very casual observer in this whole situation, not married to stats and loving fucking tough guys, but having him not be one of the people on my radar. I was so surprised that he had it 150 goal season.
I was surprised too.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So you never cared that that's what it is, but that's what made him more memorable. That's what, you know what I mean? Like that's why he should be regarded as you regard him.
as one of my favorite
Yeah,
players.
that's fine. I get it, but like, it's just like stop dissing your own fucking play. Like, nobody's
wasn't-
gonna want to be one of your favorites of anything if this is how you treat them.
Okay, I agree, but like in my opinion, when it comes to sports, just because you score a bucket doesn't mean that makes you the best. Just
hear
because
you.
you score
Yeah.
doesn't. Gary Payton was one of the best defenders in the NBA, not because he scored buckets, because he was a defender,
Yeah.
and he's
You respect him
regarded
for
as
that?
that. Absolutely,
He's on your list because of that.
I don't know. I didn't really like him that much, to be honest. but,
Thanks for bringing him up.
But I was just using him as an example.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. But that's the distinguishing between him and the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care for Draymond Green, but I recognize, you know what I mean? Like what he brings to a
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
I would not want Jimmy Butler as a friend.
But
I
as a
might want
player
to.
on my
He's pretty
team?
good. You know what I mean? But as a fucking like a playoff Jimmy, all the thing that comes with it, it's just like that guy. He's not Austin Matthews in the playoffs. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason why people get their reputation.
Yeah.
And when they're your favorite fucking team and your players and all that, I don't like being all like, oh, these guys aren't doing enough, or they're doing that. But you watch it fucking 9-10 years in a row, and you're like, why is this guy the highest paid player in the league? And really, what is he bringing to the table? And
Yeah.
boy, wouldn't it be nice to have a couple more guys from the Florida Panthers on our team instead of fucking maybe these guys on our team? And then you fucking watch them make a pretty play, and you do all that, and you just realize there are no more Kachucks or Gilmores and fucking Clarks
Are
anymore.
you already counting out the Leafs?
Why shouldn't I?
Why should you?
Yeah, I'm going to watch, hoping they win. Will I?
Do you think they're gonna win?
No.
Anyways, that was my effort as deflecting off the Kachuk thing. But I just
That's fine.
want
I
I
wanna
want to
go-
go back to it and just say, yes, Rick is right. I'll come off of that hill
That's
because
thank you. Oh, that's all, so you're the fool because I would have gotten off of this. All we ever wanted, and
Was
all
me
we
to
wanted
say
was
that?
to you to say I was wrong.
Oh,
You
I
said-
didn't say I was
you
wrong.
did say
I
it.
said
No,
he
that
was
said.
right. I said he was right.
He was right that you were wrong.
I never said that.
I heard you say that. That's all. We were not. Actually, we don't care what you say.
I can't. I just
we said it.
listen.
We're saying it out loud. I'm
Like I
putting it
said
on
to
Twitter.
you about getting my one of my top 3 tequilas from the States. I cannot
3 tequilas.
die on this hill. I don't have enough facts, and I cannot win this argument with just pure bullshit. So
Your desire for the fucking tequila that you won't get from the States anymore, or for 3.5 years, is a definite hill that you're picking this hill to die because it is a great tequila. It is
Thank
good.
you.
No, it's fine. But I rang off other tequilas that I might rather have, and your insistence that this other one is better has more to do is that we can't prove you wrong
Exactly.
because we can't get it right from the store.
no, it's better. It's better because it's very similar to my favorite tequila. It's very similar. With a
Yeah, you
little
can.
bit
You're
of-
not like again. You're not 100% wrong. You're wrong in your your reason to want to be right. Like it's not. You're there's so much. Your acceptance that there's just as good tequilas that you can get instead of it. Like
Yes.
it's not the one and only.
No, for sure.
Like it's not the be all and end
But then
all.
I'll never be able to finish it. I'll never be able to drink it because there's no hope that I'm getting another one from my buddy Jay, who brought me a very special moment. And I take out this bottle. Every time I bring it to somebody, I say, you know what? My buddy Jay
So
and
this is-
Tammy brought this for me from the States. Oh, really? Yeah, this thing was like almost $200. He brought it all the way from Florida. You know, you can't get this anywhere.
Did you drink the other one we brought?
Which one's that?
Nobody cared. There was more than one bottle that was brought.
there?
Yeah, and you paid for that one. We gave
I
you a
did?
gift. Yeah, we gave you a gift of another one. You bought that one.
Huh.
There was a surprise. So you don't tell the full story. This is
Jay.
the-
Jay, it doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
no, we're talking here, right?
This
Like-
is the one that it
And
holds a special place
so
in my
this is
heart.
This is you putting your bullshit on other people because yes, this is who Jay and Tam, this is what Jay and Tam brought. They got from the States. Oh, are they going back to the States? No, his wife is never going back there again, or until maybe 3.5 years, 4 years from
I
now.
think she would do it. I just blame it on Jay.
Yeah, because he's the one with the record that they might send him to El Salvador.
But he would do it for tequila.
no, Jay would not do. Jay has to realize if he's he has to get off the bottom shelf. Jay's tequila
No.
playing has gone from a whole
Jay
different
has to
ballgame.
realize El Salvador is a beautiful place.
But you'll never get it. They'll fucking like contraband will be fucking taken from me. Like it's a lose situation.
Yeah, that's terrible.
As you're going to the liquor store, just getting just as good of a bottle, you'd be going
Just as good.
Wonder what
That's-
Jay's fucking cellmate thinks of him these days. And boy, I bet you Jay misses tequila. And so then again, there's other ways you can go.
I'm not going to
You
the
can
States.
go. You
Why
can
would
take
I
the
go
kids to
there?
Disney. Just because we're not going to fucking Florida.
I would
you
never
can
go to
roll out
Disney
the
without
pocket-
you guys.
You can roll out the no.
That's another
We
place
don't
in my
go
heart
with
I'm
kids.
trying to-
We're these weirdo people that like Disney without the fucking kids. We'd rather go when it's nighttime. So it's your job as a parent. You're the boss. This is your life shift. Never mind your problems at work. This is fucking, you have to, and again, you get to pick all the opinions that come out of this house. So, well, not all, but you get to pretend
Some.
that you pick all the fucking
Yes,
opinions
yes,
that you get out of this
pretend
house.
is
So these people don't have any choice what you do. And it's your job to take them to fucking see Mickey Mouse. So then you can go.
I have
so
a
when are you going to
picture-
go get
I
yourself
have
some
a picture
tequila?
of Mickey Mouse on my wrist. That's good
That's
enough.
good
for
enough.
them.
So, but you can't drink it. Like that, you get to do both, and that your
true.
kids don't get. You don't even fucking. You're just bound out. So again, all I'm trying to say is there is ways for you to get this. You go. You know what? They introduced me to this. They opened this whole new world of fucking tequila from Florida to me.
But none of them is that special as hand delivered.
You can get it delivered to my house, and I'll fucking send it over. You could also. There's a place in BC that has it that sends it over.
They're sold out.
They're sold out, but you can just get on the waiting list.
If somebody can find me a way to buy it online or anything, I'll do it.
So that's one of the funniest things you've ever said was that it's like you should get it straight from Mexico
Oh yeah, you did say
and
that.
then you were like, fucking, well, I don't want to support the cartel. And then I was like, fucking, then I was thinking, I don't know how I put it, but I was like, well, we're always supporting the cartel, but who has a better fucking shipping system than the cartel?
That's a
and you
fact.
brought up cartel logistics. And I'm like,
Cartel
there's
logistics.
nothing better than the fucking cartel logistics business.
Absolutely.
Can you think of all the fucking people in that office fucking ticking away their fucking tracking numbers of what's going on?
Okay, we have 7 false door tractor trailers that we're available for you.
Yeah. Okay. And so 8 of our 10 tunnels are full right now, and we have traffic
How's
only
next
going
week?
northbound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna have to store your fucking your cocaine in this warehouse until we. I'm sorry. I know it's sir. I know you're upset. I'm sorry.
You
Yeah.
want to escalate this to my supervisor? I'm
call
sure
is
you
being
don't
recorded.
want that.
This call is being recorded, and El Chapo will reserve the right to
Exactly.
decide what's going to happen
Exactly.
here. So yeah, that's the best one. That's the only way you're going to get it. Like, why not just call up fucking Mexico and see if they can deliver some tequila to you? And
It's
then
probably
what a
cheaper,
story.
too.
What a story.
It's a great
You go
story.
fucking, yeah, my friends, my friends, my used to be friends because now they can't give me anything. So they introduced this to me, and now I get it right from El Chapo.
Right from El Chapo, eh?
Interesting, eh? So there you go. Speaking of being jaded about things or whatever,
I'm gonna Google, by the way.
do you think that the NHL or the NBA draft is rigged? Like
I
we're
think-
not
oh,
like that type of
man.
people, but like. And again, I'm not going to go on this for a long time, but since we're a little bit about sports,
Are we
not really.
talking about the
So do you
fact-
think like that the fact that Dallas got the first pick overall?
I think that's bullshit. There's no
when
freaking way.
when Cleveland got the first pick after like before like when LeBron went there or left, like there's a bunch of examples of the draft kind of falling in the right way for certain teams.
That's the right way. To this year was the right way.
Well, no, I mean, well, the people think because Dallas is a decent market and there was such a fallback, they have new owners, and so to fucking appease all the people, like whatever, like
They're
now
like
they
a
have
1%.
somebody that the fans are going to love even more than Luka Doncic. They have the fucking white American. Like it brings race into basketball. You know what I mean? Like people fucking love.
That's a fact. And where else are you gonna go other than Dallas? You know,
he
what
has
I
no
mean?
choice. No, he even doesn't like. Even if he doesn't want to go to Dallas, like the way
No,
the
I'm
draft
saying
works.
if you wanted the white American basketball player,
Oh, Dallas
you
is the
put him
market
in
for it. Yeah,
Dallas,
yeah.
You
Well,
can't
no.
put him in Toronto
Why?
because
Oh, American.
they don't want him
No,
to go.
they'll-
Away. They don't want him to go.
No, that's what I mean. Toronto would never get rigged the draft.
No.
Like but they could figure out a way that it might happen this or that or whatever. Like it's even hard to argue in NHL draft when the McDavid goes to Edmonton or even Matthews when he came to the Leafs.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like rigged because these are like franchises that you know what I mean like certain. McDavid went to Edmonton right after Rogers, who happens to own almost every stadium in fucking Canada,
Right.
Like got a new TV deal or new like we got a whole bunch of rights for the NHL, and it was like, oh, this is kind of convenient, but you know what I mean? Like,
Well, I'm thinking if I was
I
the
think they're
commissioner, would I rig it? Probably.
yeah, there's multiple reasons too.
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, okay, money and popularity and markets. I would probably rig it.
Yeah, it's easy to say
make
why-
It a force. So first, so when we were at Sires, so I went to Sires basketball. He was playing on the U10. He trains with the. I don't think I've ever said. Have I said this? Must have said this.
I think we said way when it first started that he might get picked for the rep.
So he trains with the U10 rep. And so this Monday was my first time going. This past Monday was my first time going with them with Sire to watch him do this U10 training. And the coach was just like, NBA is just all about entertainment. He was saying this at the beginning. He's like, you guys can't play like those guys in the NBA. You have to play, you have to earn it. And he was telling them all this shit, whatever. And then in the middle of the thing is when the draft got announced. And he's like, who do you guys think won the NBA draft? And they were all shouting out guesses and stuff. And he's like, Dallas. You see, this is all just for entertainment. It's all just for entertainment. How did Dallas get the pick? But okay, and then he just went back to the thing. And I'm just thinking like, yeah, it is all for entertainment. If you really think of the whole structure of it, it has to be rigged. Entertainment, things that everything that entertains us for the most part has some sort of riggingness to it.
Yeah, there is. The thing is, it's not presented like that.
Yeah, it has to. It's like reality shows. It's presented as reality, And it's not remotely. A lot of reality shows are scripted. Everything you have to have permits to film places, so you have to get them before. You can't just walk up into a store, into a bar, and start filming. That's not how it works, right? So it's all presented to us as legitimate, real life things, but it's freaking rigged.
So how is it not supposed to make me feel so old school in a way to not assume that everything is rigged like entertainment like that? Like we weren't brought up like that. So boxing was the very first example I can think of as a sport that might be rigged.
Yeah.
Right? Where you can even watch movie shows or examples of shit where the boxer took a dive. Like fucking Pulp Fiction. He's supposed to take a dive. He fucking, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't. He has to run away from the mob.
Yeah.
And so like the mob fixing fucking thing. So the threat of something being fixed is always there. This is actually what even like Pete Rose fucking I brought. He's in the news recently, and so because they're presenting it as a fair fight, I want to look at it as a fair fight
For sure.
right? When wrestling had to legally call itself sports entertainment, it wasn't because morally they wanted to tell us that it wasn't a real thing. It's because for its whole life, it's just been a ruse. It's been entertainment, it's theater, and we have the good guy, the bad guy, and just the kind of outcome it is, and so that. But we haven't sold you on that. We sold you on like this is a real fight between these two crazy fucking Georgie Animal Steel type of fucking people, but then we came into more of the reality type of world, and we can't get away with that anymore.
Yeah.
We all know wrestling's fake in that sense.
But isn't it better to enjoy it?
So but they get to play that game.
Yeah.
Think of what? Okay, we're gonna realize like the play there was it's like, yeah, you're an idiot to think this is real, but why is it so popular? What makes you want to watch it? It's not because you didn't write the script, so I still want to know who's supposed to win this, and it's the primal of it all, where we just want to fucking cheer for a side, and we pick our side, and we go, and we want to hate this person, want to like that person, and so they just played on all that emotion, and then in this reality type of world, and this is we want to see behind the scenes. It's like, okay, so and legally, I don't know what the parameters of why they legally had to do it, but legally they had to say, okay, it's not pure sports, it's sports entertainment, and they lean into it.
Yeah.
They have it in the title. It's a soap opera. It's all, and we lean into it. So okay, that's that. That's why you can't bet on wrestling.
Yeah, because it's fully scripted.
There's Vince McMahon, and now the rest of it, get to decide on what's going on.
It's fully scripted, yeah.
Yeah, so
unlike sports, which is fixed.
Okay,
or
so then you
rigged.
live it and go, why would you want to watch something that the outcome is good? Because they're fucking, they're trapeze artists, they're gymnasts, they're fucking
Yeah.
big sexy dudes or whatever,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
fucking want to throw around. So I want to fucking watch it. And then I like the story. I like the acting.
Yeah.
Fucking The Rock on the mic. You know he knows exactly what he's going to say, but fucking hilarious.
Oh, The Rock was the
I'm going to buy his
best.
tequila because he's so funny.
Right?
And so,
And like the entrances, the crowds, all of that. There's a reason it's sold out all the time. I have a funny story about actually wrestling that happened recently. When my mom came over a couple of weeks ago, and Selena wasn't here, and so it was just me, my mom, my stepdad, and my brother was there, and the kids were here, but they were doing their own thing. And so I made them dinner, and we lunch, and we were just chilling out. And I went to the TV. We were in the couch watching TV, and I was trying to find something. My mom loves watching shows and movies and stuff, and I was just trying to find something. And what day was this? Okay, so this was the Sunday? I think this was Sunday. And WrestleMania. So WrestleMania was in two parts.
Yeah.
So the first part of WrestleMania was on. So I was on Netflix, and I go to Netflix, and I go to wrestling, and I was like, man, I have a WrestleMania. I'm like, let's see what's going on with WrestleMania. And my stepdad has always liked wrestling and stuff. Like, he's always watched it, like, you know. So I put it on, and I start watching. My mom's like, oh, what's this? And I'm like, it's wrestling. She's like, who wants to watch wrestling? I'm like, let's just see what's going on. So the first match was like a triple threat for the women's championship. It was three, obviously, women, and they went in, and my mom was like, isn't this fake? And my stepdad, just watch the wrestling. So we're all just sitting there watching it, and in the first 3 minutes, my mom was into it. She's like, get up, get up. Oh my God, how you let her hit you like that? Aren't you supposed to win? It was this Japanese woman who was the champion, and she looked like the softest, and everybody else, like there's this like burly black girl. She was crazy with long hair. She had like long hair. She's whipping people with her hair and shit. And then there's this Rhea Ripley girl who's from Australia, who's very crazy. And then the Japanese woman wins. And my mom was like, oh, she won. And she was so into it. I'm like, and when you're saying like, why is it so entertaining? I'm like, that's the reason why. It just
that's
draws
perfect.
you in. It was just like, everybody was just so sucked into it, and it was a great match. Actually, it was very.
That's
well
crazy
done.
because I wasn't even bringing up wrestling at all. Like I was just like the draft happened, and more people like the coach was bringing it up. Like this is rigged. This is rigged. I was bringing up more of a fact, like again in a non-rigging way, like because I hate looking at it. Like it makes me not want to watch.
Yeah,
I'd rather watch wrestling who admits it.
Yeah,
like because I don't like your mom gets excited because it's great entertainment. It's a great play. It's a great, you know what I mean? Like athleticism and all about it. Especially somebody who doesn't know nothing about it. Well, right into it. It's like, what? You're going to like, and the people who know more about it and like it, I think they like whatever the interplay happens. They want to know, like, what makes a good wrestler is they can make it look more real. You know what I mean? They have to be partners in it, right? Or whatever the dance is. And so that's where it belongs. Like the fact, I don't want to think that the refs had anything to do with the Timberwolves beating fucking the Warriors.
Yeah.
I don't want to think, because it makes me not want to watch it at all.
Yeah.
Like, I can watch the game and see why the Timberwolves won. Like, without any fucking play in it.
Yep.
Right? Like, it's hard to see somebody missing a basket on purpose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they take it all out. When a ref, however many years ago, gets busted for being in some kind of gambling scam, and they only punish one ref, it's very hard to believe that one ref was doing this alone. It's very easy to be fucking like to have the narrative and go, okay, you're admitting this was happening, but you're never going to tell me the full story.
Yep.
The baseball. So I'm sure you know who Pete Rose is.
Yeah.
But you know what do you know about Pete Rose?
I don't know the whole story.
You know, like, so would you assume he's a good baseball player because you know him?
Yeah.
Would you assume like?
I assume I wouldn't know his name if he wasn't a good baseball
So he was
player.
one of the. There's no denying. Like his nickname was Charlie Hustle.
Yeah.
Like he broke somebody's leg in an All-Star game. Like you talked about the NBA All-Star game wanting to be what it was. He slid into home on in an All-Star game and charged a catcher
Let's
and broke his
go.
leg.
That's what I'm talking
That's what you're
about.
talking. Everybody
go.
loved him. And he's a bit of an asshole. You know what I mean? He had an edge to him. He has the most hits ever. He retired with the most hits in a fucking 200-year fucking
Are you serious?
league. Everything about him, he played multiple positions, like one of the best to ever fucking play the game. And then he coached, and he did some fucking, like, he coached the Cincinnati Reds or whatever. He got caught gambling. Nobody could prove that he was gambling on his own games, but this is way before gambling was allowed. And gambling on, like, in the sport, in any sport, is like, you know what happened
you play in the
when you're
sport.
playing the sport. Like, you can get way before it's, like, become easier to gamble and all that stuff. And so he was banned for life. Like, gambling on baseball, like, or any sport, in the sport, gives you that. So you think that's a fair punishment?
No, this guy was if he was gambling on himself, which he said they could never prove.
Yeah.
It made him play way better.
Okay, but he was gambling as a manager. Not as a player, as a manager. He had a list of bets on every other game going on in the day except for his.
Yeah,
And
except for his.
Yeah, that's-
so nothing in his control.
No, but yeah, that's what he tried to. Yeah, but it's hard to not assume that he had something like.
But how
that he
could
had a
you?
bet.
None of it was
Okay,
in
that's
his
fine.
control.
So let's believe him that he had that. But the rule is you still can't bet on any other. Like
if that's the
you
rule,
have-
then you're fucked up. That's the rule.
yeah. So then, like, not too many people feel sorry for him,
Yeah.
right? But that's been a long time now.
He knew the rule,
He
right?
knew the rule.
So then-
and then he became apologetic afterwards. He was like towing the line. That's how I know. It wasn't my games, and it was this and that, and yeah, I got a problem, whatever. And so, but people were like, yeah, but we got to, like, it doesn't matter that you just
But
lifted
see,
your
I have a
glasses.
problem with that.
What?
That's what I have a problem with. If you know the rule and you knowingly broke the rule, don't make excuses for it. Just
Okay,
freaking,
so that's what, so
So
every commissioner since the people like who love just the stats of him, like why Barry Bonds is not in the Hall of Fame is because he admitted to steroids.
Yeah.
And then how can we compare your numbers to everybody else's numbers? Or Hank Aaron's numbers, right? The fucking guy's skinny as a rail. And now you beat him, you're all fucking jacked. But it's very hard to deny how great Barry Bonds was.
Yeah.
Fucking, but it's very also hard to take the stigma, and you knew the rules. And so so nobody feels sorry for Barry Bonds, but some people do. And there's an argument to be said.
But he's still regarded.
Yes. And so I think I'm on the side of, when it comes to Barry Bonds that and I would guess we'll do with Pete Rose is, give them their flowers for their stats, but also on the plaque in the Hall of Fame, you put an asterisk and you say, but he was caught doing these things. He did these things. Like, make the whole story. Don't whitewash anything and say, like, this is what he's regarded for that. But we can't deny what he did on the field.
Of course, he still has to hit the ball.
And so, but people are saying, how do you stop somebody from doing it? I understand why I got called in for, like, a minor offense with my glasses.
Because you're a degenerate?
Yeah. Because I'm
not supposed to admit to it.
Because but it's bigger than me. You know what it ultimately does is that I am not going to let them catch me doing that because I have pride. I don't want them to fucking catch me. I can get off of all the wrongness of how they could have handled that situation better. But ultimately, I broke a rule. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like whatever the reasons are, I can't deny that. The more I try to deny that, the more it's fucking wrong. The more I say I just needed to see because the shadows or fucking whatever, the more they're going to say, well, then maybe get some reading glasses. Or fucking, like, this is not a problem. Like, I wear glasses.
Safety cheat glasses.
Something. There's never anything I can come back on them with.
We actually have those at work, you know?
Yeah, so I can't say, that's not the issue. It was fucking whatever. And so, but that's all I can do. You know what? I'll have to handle this in a way that admitted my own guilt. So, Pete Rose, this thing happened to him way longer than fucking Barry Bonds. And so people have had an opinion on this Pete Rose thing, and every commissioner ever since has been like, no, like it was made way back then. Even the Chicago White Sox, they called the Black Sox in the 1918, they all got convicted of fixing the game. And none of them are in the fucking Hall of Fame. Like it's a famous, they're called the Black Sox, and Shoeless Joe Jackson, people might have heard of, only because of this, he's not allowed in. And so this week, the commissioner now rescinded that and said they're eligible, right? The commissioner isn't the one keeping Barry Bonds out of the Hall of Fame. It's the baseball writers who are the guardians of the fucking legacy, and they're the ones who decide, you know what I mean, if you're Keith Kachuk enough to get into the Hall of Fame or whatever. So they're the ones who decide these steroid guys aren't going in. Not because of the rule, the public perception almost it is. So now the commissioner has just lifted this ban and said, you know what, he's dead. These guys are dead. They can't affect it anymore. Like, whatever they've done, they can no longer ruin baseball with their actions. My opinion is, with why I was wrong with the glasses, is like, yes, but what message are you sending? It's like, yeah, eventually your legacy could live on. Like, no matter what. If you break all the rules, I think by never putting them in, that's more of a deterrent to do it, like by busting me for reading a tape measure with my glasses on my head, and instead of coming up with walking around the shop with them on. It doesn't matter what the infraction is, like you still have an infraction. So I am going to bust him for fucking reading a tape. So don't think I won't bust you for fucking like doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And so in a way, I don't think that like in a way, I don't know. I'm just kind of confused in my feelings on if the ban should be lifted or not, because I don't know if it's really going to lead to people. I don't think it's going to affect anybody's decisions these days.
Well, it depends if you're talking about the steroids or the gambling.
So the steroids is come and gone.
Yeah.
Like the steroids, I think that's a different issue. I don't know. Like, what do you think of the idea of like an all steroids Olympics, which that's floated around?
I think that's crazy.
I don't think it's the worst idea I've ever heard.
I think there's no room for another Olympics. We already have the Special Olympics.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to see somebody jump so fucking high and run so fucking fast
and then die 2 years later?
Would you care about every boxer that's died?
No.
Like, you're not promoting this.
But that would promote more people to do it, which would
there you
promote
go.
more
So are you a babysitter of the world now?
No, but there's a moral line.
You don't want Sire to think that's the only way to fucking get by.
Absolutely not.
How do you instill in him as like, yeah, that's how they do it, but you shouldn't do it like that?
Exactly, if they're promoting all over TV. That's
I hear you. I don't know the answer. That's the answer of not having the crack store of it all. I'm an adult. I get to decide. I get to decide if I would promote it or what. Like I would watch it because I think they're doing drugs anyway. and I would want to see and also this is how you and I get back. Like for my asthma medication is all steroid based.
Yep.
Like you know what I mean? Like whatever. I don't know how illegal it is and all, but it comes on the backs of medical fucking innovation.
Yeah.
And athletics and medical. You know what I mean? They go hand in hand. This is how you and I will live longer if these clowns start dying earlier because they're taking drugs and learning how to be the best versions of themselves.
So we need to use them as a farm.
But they're willing to do it. Why the UFC? I don't like the UFC. I don't care like that much about it. I like the good fight and all that, but it's just way more technical now than it used to be. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's whatever. I like the days when there was like more of a slug out fight or whatever. Now they're rolling around and they're like the best technical experts of it. And they're so good at everything that you can't have just like this guy who's good at boxing versus this guy who's good at fucking wrestling. Like they all have to be good at everything.
Yep.
And it's way too technical for me.
Yep.
I don't like it as a casual fan anymore. I've just lost interest. I could find reasons to like it or whatever, but it's just not, there's nothing there like for me. But they've gotten so good at it that it's hard to deny that today's, like, if you wanted to learn fighting, if fucking the friends that you know, their ability to be the best fighter in the world is way better than it was 10 years ago because of the training techniques that people have learned from the UFC.
For sure.
And so this is how they get better. This is how they learn to make better drugs. This is how they learn
By
to,
farming it out to fighters, to a
or
sports,
whatever,
to
runners,
athletes.
like letting them do it. Like I do think if you gave me the Olympics and the fucking drug Olympics tied to each other, it would be hard to not watch the drug Olympics and see, holy fuck, could you see watch them play volleyball in the drug Olympics. Like they have to make the court bigger because they can't stop it from fucking smash. It'd be watching, they'd be like, oh my God. Like,
Guys
slow
jumping
that in.
higher than the net to
It's like
spike
this guy
it.
fucking see fucking like Usain Bolt running a fucking like 9.8 something. Go, oh, very good, impressive. See somebody do it a fucking 7.5 and say, yeah, but he was on drugs. Yeah, but like what the fuck? A human still did it,
Yeah.
right? Like you know what I mean? Like I get that.
And then we
argument.
get to the point where we're all on steroids.
But we are not. You know what I mean? Like
Thanks, Jay. I take that as a compliment.
But you're a healthy young strapping man. But we all are eventually going to want things to help us live longer.
Yeah.
and help us. Like we want our drugs to be better.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's, you know what I mean? Like the only way is to just figure out what it is. Like the drugs got better because of people
All
like
drugs.
Yeah, all drugs. Like way back before when the East Germans and the Russians were the only ones getting the drugs, be like, holy fuck, they're winning all the events.
Yeah.
And then you fucking see why. And just like it just whatever. Like eventually it brought us everybody like training. People are breaking records drug free now that they needed drugs to do before.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the drug people had to do with that, making that better today. I'm just saying, like I said, I don't. If I don't want to deny the
druggies. You
yeah.
don't want to deny the druggies from being in the Olympics.
That's right. So that's yeah. I don't even know how I even got fucking there. Maybe it was because I'm almost ready to talk to you about exercise and diet. But
I don't know what you're
before
talking
we'll go fucking there, this is because I got two more quick things I want to say. Your advice on this is twofold. You're right and wrong. More right than wrong on this one.
Yes.
The stop watching the Setting Sunset show and watch YouTube real estate, like real estate on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it takes all the fluff out of it, and you really get to see the homes. And I asked you on the air to send me a link, and then before you did, I was watching my own things. I was like, just start watching, and there's like a $2 million home, 5, 10, 15. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to just start. I don't want to like look at the 5 before I look at the 2. And then as I'm starting to watch this, you send me a $300 million home. And then I'm like, how do I watch my argument to you is like, how do you go from watching a $300 million to just a regular $5 million home? And so, yeah, like, what's your justification there? Like, can you go back and forth?
Yeah.
Does not every fucking $4 million home does now look like a shack compared to fucking the 300?
It does, but I just look at it as I appreciate what you can do at 4 million. I appreciate what you can do at 300 million.
I see that. I don't know if my whole life would have been a progression of always going up.
Yeah.
Like I watched the 300 million.
Yeah.
Like I've seen them, and now I can still go back down to the lower ones. Like I can lower myself like to them, but it is a little. So I think it's ridiculous to call that thing a home. Right? Like it's a fucking resort. It's a hotel. It's got 50 rooms.
This thing is amazing.
Yeah, but it's so I way less enjoyed watching that.
I loved it.
I can't enjoy it as much as a fucking like a normal fucking like
Why can't you
5 to
enjoy
10.
it all?
Because I think it's as unpractical as the $10 million home is to me. That's just so it's way more unpractical.
Yeah.
I can't picture myself in that house.
Yeah,
Like I can picture myself.
Well, that's the thing.
know, but
if
I
you
can't.
picture yourself in it, it's a little more.
There's nothing
difficult.
to choose from when you're picking the 10. It's like, why did you do those
But
spots?
who
instead of
doesn't
those? It's
want
like,
everything?
Yeah,
Who doesn't want everything?
I don't. Why do I not appreciate watching it as much?
I don't know.
Like I don't like. It makes me like I said. Like I can't. I appreciate more. I think the other one's more. It's not. There's a point to watching it. Like I'm not saying it's unwatchable, and it's probably got more views than the other one. It's just a spectacle. Like it's more of a.
It was built as a spectacle.
Yeah, but I think it's a stretch to call it a home. Like I think it's.
Hey, you don't know the people who live there, and you don't know how much time and love that they have in that house, not seeing each other. So you don't realize that.
You don't know how many fucking stepkids have to fucking come in and out of that house.
Exactly.
I compared it to some of these like 100-odd-year-old houses that are like in downtown Chicago or downtown Toronto, like Casa Loma, or where you can't imagine like something that's like a tourist destination now, or that's got like 500 offices in it, like in a city. Used to be somebody's Victorian age home, and they had butler, all the fucking staff there. They had fucking this and that, and just like, wow, were they opulent? Like, didn't they have? And it just seems so gaudy. Like I don't appreciate it as much as I should.
But you appreciate the fact that amount of money is spent on like one structure, like one place that you have. Like that's part of what I appreciate. Like if I had an unlimited budget, hell yeah, I'd have a helicopter pad. Hell yeah, I'd have a freaking 100-car garage for sure. So that part of it is like, yeah, that's what I would do if I had that type of money. You know, that's how I look at it.
Okay, there's like I said, it's not
It's not unwatchable, but
valueless. So that's what I get into. Then it's the most theoretical fucking conversation by myself I can have. Is like, would I rather have a $250 million home in California or a $250 million penthouse in New York? Right? Then I get to have this like this non-existent conversation.
None. I'd have a $15 million home in Texas, right by the racetrack.
Yeah, that ruins the whole conversation. That's basically what I'm trying to say, and I guess that's not as fun as looking at the 200 million of it all. It's too. It's not clickbait because it's real, but it's just less than, like I said. I think there's something.
But where do you
missing.
land your helicopter then?
Well, on the roof of the $250 million fucking.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh
That's
no!
true.
Listen, I'm watching. So one of the other shows that kind of got me into this is this British super homes, where this Guy Phoenix he's called, and he builds a certain style home with these steel beams, and it's almost a certain way where it's going to be this huge open fucking floor plan on everywhere, and he just pours money into these things. I think they just become. Airbnb type of homes or whatever, and they all have indoor swimming pools, and it's just like fucking glorious to watch them build. And they all have his certain style. One of his homes is in France, his own personal one. He was having they do the soap opera part of it all too. So he was having his 50th birthday party there, and he has a helipad there, and they turned it into a fucking whatever, an outdoor dining area type of thing. I was just like, these are nice problems to have.
Yeah,
like this is like I get it all or whatever. So I'm saying it's great. I do, but I just did say like. You're blowing the load right away by starting off at like, oh, I'm going to get into watching real estate shows. Well, here you go. Like, where do you go from there? Like watching a $500 million fucking house.
Hey, like I said, to me, it's more of a what you're doing with the money. So I've watched the $300 million home like a while ago, and then I've seen like a $15 million home, and I'm watching. I'm still like, whoa, like seriously. Like that's what you did, and then you're like, oh, that's 15 million. Like just the what you can do within that box of $15 million. I appreciate.
You're right.
That part of it. It's the same way when I built my computer the first time. I was like, yeah, I built that thing for like $2,000, and I'm like, oh yeah, look at the games I can play. Like, look how amazing this looks for $2,000. Look what I can do. And then when I upgrade, I'm like, yeah, now look what I can do when my computer now probably costs $3,500. I'm like, look at this. Like, this is what I can do within the confines of what I have, and I just appreciate it in that aspect.
Are you frustrated if you think of? Do you ever watch people build like $20,000 computers or whatever that can fucking entail? Like, is that like is there?
It's the same thing as a $300 million
correlate?
house.
Like-
and you're like $20,000 computer. You have no compromises. You don't have to worry about a freaking thing. I have to worry about storage right now because now some of my storage is getting full, and I'm just too lazy to want to swap it out and do all that work at this point. So. But that guy who built that $20,000 computer, he has no worries about storage for 10 years.
Is he less of an artist than you?
No, he's more of an artist because he might have custom piping where she's hand bending and they're liquid cooling and doing
But he
all
doesn't
this
have
other
to. He doesn't have to
stuff.
compromise on anything.
He
has to
doesn't
do anything.
but he has to pay for more work. He has to buy more. Maybe like they have like these things like when you water cool, like a open loop water cool. You have to buy your pipes and hand bend it and make sure all the angles and cut them, and they're glass. So you have to heat them up and you bend them. He's paying to do more work and be more of an artist just for better temperatures to whatever
So does
he's
money?
doing.
Is money? So money just doesn't define the artist, right? Like it's not.
No.
I don't. I think wherever I think it might just be different. I don't want to make it so definable, but like be so determined on my definition of this. But I think without the choices, it takes some art out of it. Like you have to decide on what you're going to do. He might have enough money to bend pipes a whole bunch of different ways, and go, okay, I'm going to go with that. And so ultimately, he's cheating. His money allows him to cheat. Where you have the same ability.
Yeah.
You just have to why did he choose this? He only had this
Because it's better.
Yeah,
it's
but
like if I have to import limestone from Persia, which doesn't exist, then you have to do all that work to get it from there to here. You have to do all that work to make sure you have enough things to do it. You can buy it, but I mean, you got to get it overseas. You got to make sure you have the proper stone. You got to make it all processed so it's shiny. Like, you know what I mean? So yes, money does afford you to do more things, but you're still going to do a lot more work.
Yeah, I'm trying too hard to not appreciate the high end of it all, and so I do see that. I'm just trying to give you more props for having the less choices gives you more props for the choices you make.
Yeah.
That's where I kind of come from it or whatever. But
Yeah, I agree.
you-
It's easier to do it within a certain budget when you make something. It's like sports. It's like you can have all the money in the world, but when you create a team,
Still going to lose in the second round.
when you create a team on a short budget and they're doing it's like if you draft a whole bunch of young players or you draft somebody in the second or third round, they become like a Jimmy Butler or Andre Iguodala type of thing. You're like, what? You got that guy in the second round?
Yeah, that's a way better story.
You're like, yeah.
Nikolai Jokic, his greatness is undeniable, but the fact that he was drafted where he was and everybody missed it, he makes him, that makes me not like Wemby, because you can only succeed. Everybody's been fucking praising you since day one.
Yep.
And unfortunately,
LeBron.
it takes me away. Yeah, see, you grew up in that. Jordan got none of that respect.
No.
The story was he got cut from his high school team. Those are way better than the not miss prospect of fucking LeBron, right?
Yep.
I try to see through that and still appreciate what it is and not have that define the story. But yeah, I'm being picky and choosy on when I decide if to be righteous about it or not. I can see something like that. To put it back on you, I think you feel that way about the Miami Grand Prix. Right? That was one of my my favorite race of the year so far, I think.
Oh yeah, because of the track or because of the actual race?
Yeah, well, I'm happy to give the track the value of what made it a good race.
Well,
it wasn't the race for the lead. It was the other things that you have got me to learn but yeah, I didn't hate the spectacle.
They weren't they weren't as gaudy as they were last year. The Lego thing.
Yeah, so is that gaudy?
I love that.
Well, what would you say? How many people out there do you think thought it was inappropriate or what?
I can't
there's no
imagine-
place of this kitty fucking Lego in my.
I can't imagine anybody not thinking that shit was fun.
Yeah, because you and I agree, but there's somebody that is complaining about the non-traditional of it all.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I might be stretching, but that's
Obviously,
why I
there's
loved
some
it.
product placement.
Why
and
did they
shit.
did that in Miami is because the you know what I mean, like the market watching it in Miami.
For sure, but they didn't have LL Cool J announcing the freaking drivers coming out this year.
Who did they have do it?
Nobody, I don't think.
Oh, see, so they're learning.
Yeah, they are learning.
Yeah,
that
so-
made it way better. That was just the
Poor
cringe
LL
part
Cool
about
J.
it. But we have Imola now, so who cares?
Yeah, so it's in Italy now. So is this better? Because it's in the old country.
Do you know this track?
I don't, not really.
Oh, this track is great.
Is this good? So this is going to be a good one. Am I going to come back next week saying "fuck the Miami Grand Prix"?
Well, no.
Viva la Italy.
It depends. Hopefully, this track is gonna. Hopefully, this race. The track is great, but hopefully, this race is.
Yeah, because we've already saw the track doesn't always make the race.
Yeah, the track does not always
So
make
I
the
think the
race
Miami track-
unless it's Monaco.
Yeah, it makes it a bad race.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think the Miami track made it a good race.
Miami was great. Miami was good. I
Okay,
enjoyed that
that's
race.
it. See
for
again,
sure.
you were wrong twice. That we
Yeah, I was
decided-
wrong about
Oh
the.
my god.
I just don't like the gaudiness
Yeah,
of it, but
we'll
you know,
we'll give you that.
We'll know.
I'm glad you liked the Lego thing. That was fucking. That was great.
That was fun. Have you seen like all the little? There's on Instagram a lot of the drivers had their perspective of them
No, I
driving.
didn't see that.
It's hilarious. They're driving. They're like crashing into each other, and then there's Max who's actually trying to race people, trying to shake the car to go forward. Why is this thing so slow?
How did they decide who raced and who was in the back?
That's
seat?
what I was wondering.
No,
I was
they didn't
like,
find out?
how do they? And I'm just like, huh. Like, well, obviously Max is not giving up that driving.
Yeah, I was going to say that wasn't an argument. That was, but like, what about Charles and fucking Lewis? How did they
Lewis
decide
was
that?
probably just like, he's just like, yeah, if you want to go, it's okay. Don't worry.
you
I
think
won't
so?
go. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is you.
Oscar and fucking Lando.
Who drove? Oscar drove?
I don't know. I'm just fucking,
Was it
that would
Oscar
be
drove?
probably
No,
the
I
toughest
think
decision.
Lando drove.
Yeah, I think that was more Oscar being like, yeah, just you go ahead.
Yeah, you can have this one. I'll take the championship. Don't you worry.
He's fucking grabbing that fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to deny.
But is it going to change after they change the regulations about the flex wings? Is that the
And is that happening mid-season or is that wait till next year?
Mid-season. They have to all change the regulations. So I don't know.
Okay. Well,
We'll
we're
see.
still be watching, and I'm happy it's on. I won't get to watch live. This is a little side story. So I think I told you like you're not my only go-to for advice now. I got
Yeah.
it was our like Tammy's friend's boyfriend who's been into it. Remember I told you he had the he's an Italian guy. He's got I think he's Italian. Shit, never mind. But he loves Ferrari and he must be. And I think he had the Mercedes shirt on. And so I've been texting with him like during races and stuff. And this last one was at 4:00. And so I woke up on Sunday, like he had sent me a text at like 9:30 or whatever, saying something about it. And so I said something back and I said, will you be watching live? And he said, yeah, I think so. So I texted maybe once or twice, just like I texted you, and it just went on my way and didn't do anything. During the week, after her girlfriend was working with Tammy, he works with her one day of the week, Tammy, she goes, yeah, Marinelle is pissed with you. Me? What are you talking about? And she was like, they were watching a movie on Sunday afternoon. They were doing something else, whatever. And all of a sudden, he fucking checks his watch. He goes, oh, we got to stop. And she's like, what? He goes, yeah, I told Jay I was going to watch the race with him. And so we're fucking, so he made her fucking stop and watch the race. I never told him to do that. I never said that. But he's using me as an excuse.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't my fault. But she tried to, like, whatever, put it on me. So that's more, to deal with their relationship.
I don't
like, we're not
blame
going to get in on that kind of thing. But I just thought that was kind of funny. So.
That is funny. I don't blame him because I do the same shit. I'll be in mid-conversation. No more talking.
Oh, so you respect it. Shout out to Renzo.
Exactly.
See,
Like, come on, man.
All right. So before we go, did you want to bring up the exercise and diet again?
But what are you watching this week? Let me see here. If there's anything on here?
I don't even think you can talk
Do you
about it
have
anymore.
any TV that you've been
How
watching?
about the Diddy trial? Is that on TV?
The Diddy trial.
Is it
That
on
shit's
TV?
crazy. I don't know. I haven't seen it on TV. I've just been reading a lot of the excerpts.
Is it- so it
the
started?
word? Yeah. It's on day 3 now, or day 3, I think.
Yeah.
They're on it. That shit's crazy, Jay. You have to read that shit.
So you just go online just to read the transcripts?
Yeah, I just read.
There's no kind of condensed version of what's going on?
No, it's so crazy. This fucking shit is nuts. It's nuts. There was this one where Cassie, she was saying how they asked her like, oh, do you guys have destroyed hotel rooms? And she's like, yeah, like it's been so bad. Like free costs have been so crazy that one hotel room they had to pay to remodel the entire thing. And we're talking about a Diddy
From a
hotel
sex
room,
party.
not like a freaking one
yeah,
queen
yeah.
bed. We're talking
A Four
about
Seasons fucking penthouse suite.
exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Right? Oh man.
Are you going to be our boots on the ground? So maybe next week you'll give us fucking some updates on this?
Yeah, I can give
think
you
it's
updates
due
now,
not enough
but
time
next
to,
week I will give you updates. But she said she was having so many UTIs and STDs and sores in her mouth from the amount of free
Whoa,
comps
are
he
you-
was making her do. Yeah.
So, as salacious as that is, I recoil. Like, I kind of come back. I maybe want to more know after, but my first instinct is like, that's
Disgusting.
so seedy.
Oh,
like it's
bro.
just so like there's so many levels of like depravity. Like
Yeah.
again, I got my own fucking issues, but I'm not. I don't. It
You
does,
have
I'm
your
not
own freak offs?
I know I don't. I'm fucking very prudish, but I fucking don't have. I don't have the desire to hear much. Like I do. Like but like I recoil. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I almost just don't want to know.
I feel
I do, but I don't. Like
Okay.
it really. Like I don't know what. Like there's a fucking middle ground here that I'm stuck on.
it's fucked up, man.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you some more details next week. Because
That's what I mean. I think I don't want to dive in. Like doing it myself seems inappropriate, but having you just fucking know about it and tell me, I think is a little bit more reasonable.
Well, you know how Cassie's my baby girl.
That's
so-
why. That's why the first thing you went there. So I was going to say that. I was going to say because then it was going to sound like I was being more on the side of Diddy, but I'll be like fucking like, oh, so you'll take her fucking testimony to heart.
Absolutely. She's the one.
So real quick, just nobody cares now. We finished that Long Bright River.
Oh
And
yeah.
I called you. Never mind you calling Adolescence. I called that from the day I knew
Yep.
that guy was in the show.
Yep.
And
For sure.
I loved her character. I loved a lot about the show, but overall, it was weak.
What?
Like making him that person.
Oh, well, yeah.
No. Like the red herrings were a little weak. You know what I mean? Like the fucking pedophile being him. Like learning to hate that character and her not even being the fucking mom. Like that kind of her story is still like, and the pain of whatever she is and the brokenness, like it's real, and I appreciate it. It made me want to watch the show. But as I review the whole show together, and like it's not that important that somebody was going around killing prostitutes.
That's not what the show was about.
I get it, but like that was kind of the underlying thing. If you take that away from it, but the way that they kind of solved that, again, I have forgiveness for almost every show. I didn't really
Yeah,
care
yeah.
how fast they ended 1923. You're right, those criticisms and stuff like that, and when it happens, even Game of Thrones, it's the ultimate fucking forgiveness on that kind of thing. But
Yeah.
I see all that kind of stuff. So that sense of just like, yeah, and like really that guy, you know what I mean? Like he's so unimportant to the rest of the story. He's so unimportant to her story. Like I know he was a bit of a part, but just like I said, maybe because I called it wasn't that big a surprise. It's like, oh, I get it was him.
Yeah, because the show wasn't unlike Adolescence. Adolescence was about the kid. Adolescence was
Having
about
Truman giving the fucking person an injection at the beginning of the last episode,
Yeah.
and and he's saving her, and like that's when we all think it's him. Like ultimate spoiler, we all think it's like oh my god, it's like you were told it's Truman, and as a viewer, you don't want to fucking believe it's fucking him,
Yeah.
and whatever, and then fucking. You see him injecting him, and you're like, "Oh my god, it is him!"
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's just like, "How dare you? I'm saving this person from fucking overdose." It's like, fuck off. Like that was just more of it's such a shitty fucking thing for me.
Yeah, but you got misled, so it actually worked out. But the show is really about her. It's not about
No, I get
it's
it.
not about the crimes. So if those were the main stories, like it was really about him, and it was really about the pedophile police officer. He was a cop, right?
Yeah.
That would be a different. But the story was really about her and her struggle of her life. That's why
Yeah.
she was the main character and her problems with relationships. She had problems with relationships,
Yeah.
hence Truman, hence the police officers, because that's why Truman never worked
and her
out.
sister and the
her
way-
sister.
yeah, no.
So the
I
story is
appreciate-
about her, and that's why when you say her character was so great, because that's what it was
Yeah.
about.
It made it still a good show. I just
The other
like,
stuff was just frivolous to keep you on edge. It's really to keep you on edge and keep you guessing.
Yeah, but then like okay.
Because who wants to hear the story about her alone? Like she's a cop. When's she going to do cop stuff?
No, listen, I hear you. I just thought maybe it's how great everything else was written, but that was lazy to me.
I agree.
Like, I mean, what do I know about writing a TV show? But I just like Yeah, like I said, like I just didn't like. It took it away from the greatness of the show. It wasn't an A++. It was like an A minus, maybe a B+.
I would say A minus. Yeah, I would agree with
Okay.
that.
All right, that's
I'd
fine.
agree with
That's
that.
it.
Yeah,
We can end on that. Okay, good.
Wait. You're
What?
wrong.
How dare
We'll end on that.
I'm always right. Don't dare you. Well, you fucking lucky people got everything out of this fucking guy's work-related problems before this stupid show.
Yep.
And now you won't even know how or why I got in trouble this
There'll
week.
be more. Oh no, you did. They did talk about,
okay,
but
so
they didn't really
we had to
actually
thank-
say it.
No, nobody knew nothing. I mentioned it.
I want to thank everyone for listening to the work-related podcast.
And we are related by work, and maybe we'll get into stories of why we both get in trouble at work next week.
Oh gosh.
Enjoy your long weekend, Canadians.